watching UGTV.
Welcome back, Urbangrindtv. Your man DJ Phantom live, Phantom Studios with the Phantom booth, doing a real big urban grind style. How we do it every week. It's about Chicago. It's about Chicago all the time. It's about Chicago artists, but today it's about Chicago DJs, giving you insight of what's going on, how it's going down from a perspective of the DJ. So today, my very first DJ on the show ever, because we haven't had DJs before, is the only, well, not the only, we got a few female DJs, but they're not doing as much as big time Niena Drake. So, without further ado, my girl Niena Drake in the building, in the Phantom Studios, Urbangrindtv. What's up, girl?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, I thought of you. Come on, I was like, I got to add some flavor, something different. And I want the women's right activists to be knocking down my door, because you know they were talking crazy, like, why you don't have no girls on that?
Well, I mean, we're here where it's not that many of us.
That's
compared
right.
to you guys.
How many do you know? How many other females? Let's mention them.
I know a good amount. Not that many in Chicago. There's definitely AM PM.
AM PM, that's right.
PM.
Anthem.
R-rated.
R-rated. I haven't met her yet.
Ones in Chicago.
Oh, that's not a Sundance.
Sundance, of course.
Absolutely.
Not forget Sundance.
Uh-oh. Queen of the hair weave.
Yeah.
Doing the thing with the house music.
Yeah, but she's definitely, much respect to all the female DJs. I think we're here in different cities, a lot in LA, New York, but there's a nice, solid, positive group of us here in Chicago, and I'm proud of that.
Absolutely. Niena Drake doing it real big. So, a couple questions to ask you. How long you been DJing?
I started and I did my first party when I was 13.
Wow.
I was 13 years old.
All right, what was your first record? Like, what was your first record that you played?
I was playing Chicago house music.
Chicago house music. All right, cool.
And I was on the East Coast. I was doing a house party. So it wasn't like I had turntables and stuff like that. I would make these mixes on cassettes.
Right.
My own personal, hooked up mixes and play them on the East Coast. But house music wasn't live back then.
Right.
Like, it was hot and popping and, the thing here in Chicago.
Right.
But out there, on the East Coast,
it was a little slower.
Right. They wanted to hear some reggae.
Right.
They wanted to hear that. So that was my first party when I was 13. And, that was a wake-up call, because it taught me how important it was for us as DJs to control the music. And when I realized that I put on house music for a reggae crowd, it was a wake-up call. They didn't want to hear that. That was my first encounter with the DJs messing up.
Right.
So it was
did they boo you, or did they look like you?
No, they just looked at me like I was crazy.
Right.
Like, what are you playing? Like, what is this? And it wasn't like a positive, what is this?
Right.
It was like,
hold on, I paid my money to get in here.
Right.
Oh, man.
So.
All right. Question number 2. Who inspires you as a DJ? Like, who inspires you?
I basically get inspired from all music that I love. I think it starts for me from the amazing music and the producers, the artists. Much respect to all the artists out there who are making amazing music.
Big shout, Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to play these hits, and much respect to all the producers who make these amazing beats for us to play. So I think from there, that's where I get my inspiration from.
All right. Here, every DJ should have a purpose, every DJ. So what are your long-term goals from DJing? Like, what do you want to conquer from, spin off from DJing? What's next?
I think for me, my long-term goal in life, and I think it's part of my life's purpose, is to be a philanthropist for the arts. That is really where my heart is at, to help other people do what they love in the arts and creative form. So it doesn't have to necessarily be music. It could be dance. It could be film, television, whatever your goal is. So the big picture of my life is to be a philanthropist for the arts. I want to be able to write big checks back to Columbia College. The biggest check, that's one of my goals, to write the biggest check back to my school. And I went to school at Columbia. Big ups to everybody there.
Big shout to Columbia College. We had a few people like Jay Griggs. He's an artist. And a lot of people come from GCI. Come from Columbia College.
So that's, of course, to share music with the world. That was why I started in the first place. I mean, I would have the best selection of my friends as far as music goes.
Right.
and they'd be like, make me a CD, or, you know, I want to play a song for somebody, but instead of me playing it for one individual, DJing gave me the opportunity to play it for hundreds, if not thousands of people. And that was a blessing.
That's
so,
correct.
You know.
Record breaker, Niena Drake. You heard it here first. All right, very important question. What would you like to see happen in the DJ world that could really make a difference for DJs? Like, we're grunts. Like, is this, first of all, I'm going to ask you, is this like your main hustle? Like money? Like, is this what you do to really bring it home? Right now, yes, it is. I mean, I'm a creative person, so I do other things. I do wardrobe styling. I do some interior design and stuff. Look at the headphones.
Yeah, they're a little flashy, but I'm a girl, so I like things that sparkle.
Yeah.
Pay attention, boys. But this is where my energy is at right now. I am working on producing original music for myself, so that is another aspect of what I do. But yeah, this brings home the bacon.
Wow. So she's not just a female DJ, fellas. All my big time DJs, she's out here like us, grunting it out. This is our bread and butter. So we got to consider you like in the club. You know, you're in the union.
It feels good.
Question. So what would you like to see happen in the DJ world to change the DJ world, to make things a little bit better for us? One thing, if it was something that could happen to a DJ, like as far as us and what we do, and to make it better and a little bit more stable, if you will, for us, what could happen?
I think may make a couple people mad on this one, but when I first learned how to DJ back in some years ago, I'm not going to tell y'all how long, but back a long time ago when I first learned how to, work the tables and CDJs and things like that, the DJ was, I felt, respected and presented a lot differently. And in some cities, it is that way. We are the entertainment. We're on stage. We are performing at that time.
Right.
And in Chicago, I unfortunately just don't feel like we are positioned that way here. Right. We're in a closet.
I agree.
You don't know if we're in the room.
I agree.
And you may as well have on an iPod. So
That's
for
correct.
me, when I go to New York and spin, I'm in the center of the party. Right. I am on stage performing, and the crowd respects that, and you can see that.
What can we do about it? Like, the system is not going to change when it comes to marketing us, but what can we do about it? Like, what's a good idea like that we get together and do? What can we do?
When we do events, when we do parties, instead of saying, okay, yeah, I'll DJ in the closet where you guys have me, or you have the setup at on purpose, I want to be right here front and center in the middle of the crowd.
Right.
I want to be touchable. I want people to be able to see me rock, and if I want to scratch and bring records back, put me in the middle of the party, period. Right. And request that we get paid what we need to get paid. That's a whole nother show.
Right, now, you're going to have scabs. Now, this is not a whole nother show. We're going to talk about this right here. We're going to talk, you got a few scabs that'll DJ for, a sandwich and a pop. Money. Right? But I think it would be a great idea if we got like a DJ union.
I agree, but I heard people try. I heard that was tried, and it just didn't work. I never heard
anything about it.
And it didn't work. Well, I wasn't. I was working in television at that time, but it would be great if we had a union. Right. I agree.
What about medical benefits?
We don't have benefits.
None.
We pay out of pocket.
None. But if we got enough of us to get together and form some kind of a union, and we could probably get all of that done. But like I said, it should be like a union. Like with anything else, there's a minimum amount that you can do. But with the scabs, we just have to get together and get the goons to take their Serato boxes. Right.
We are confiscating Serato boxes, you people. But no, I think that would be
a good idea. First.
We'll see what happens.
I think it'd be huge if we did that.
We'll see what happens with that. But I definitely think that, the positioning of DJs in Chicago, and I'm only speaking for our city because, like I said, when I go to other cities, I go to Toronto, I go to, LA and I spin, or I see other DJs DJing in the clubs. Right. They are on the stage and the crowd is rocking.
They're the star.
But
in Chicago, the promoter wants to be the star.
Amen to that.
Yeah, the promoter is the man. Here, I'm going to
It wasn't always like that,
though.
It wasn't. Come on, you remember?
But we let it happen. Like, what can we do? Hey, Chicago, this is the first. Like, I want to stir the pot a little bit. All you DJs out there, man, trying to get money and trying to live your lives, man, I think you need to get aboard this movement, like for real. We don't have to take this. And then when you quit and be like, I quit, and walk out the door, he can't call your boy because you done already told your boy what's up.
Right.
So, man, this is big, man. I want to come back and talk to you again. We're not about to let you go this easy. We're going to come back one more time. Niena Drake, doing it big in Chi-Town, Urban Grind TV, your man DJ Phantom. Be right back.